Stop scrolling. I'm about to tell you something that will either make you uncomfortable or change your life. Maybe both. You know that guy you see crushing it? The one who walks into rooms and commands respect? The one who doesn't make excuses, doesn't complain, and somehow always gets things done? You think he's different from you. You think he has something you don't. You're wrong. Here's what's really happening. You've been conditioned to believe that being that man is about genetics, luck, or connections. That's garbage. Every single day you make micro choices that either build the man you want to become or destroy him. Right now, as you're watching this, you're making one of those choices. Most men choose destruction. They choose the path of least resistance. They choose comfort over growth, excuses over action, complaints over solutions. But you clicked on this video. That tells me something about you. It tells me you're different, or at least you want to be. Let's start with the foundation that separates boys from men. Reliability. You want to know the difference between the guy who gets promoted and the guy who stays stuck? It's not talent. It's not charisma. It's reliability. When you say you'll do something, you do it. Period. No conditions. No excuses. No, but the weather was bad, or traffic was crazy, or my alarm didn't go off. What most people don't understand about reliability is that it's not about being perfect. It's about being predictable in your excellence. The man you want to become shows up when he doesn't feel like it. He keeps his word when it's inconvenient. He delivers results when everyone else delivers excuses. Your word becomes your bond. People start to know that when you commit, it happens. That's when doors open. That's when opportunities find you instead of you chasing them. But reliability isn't just external, it's internal. You need to be reliable to yourself first. Every promise you break to yourself makes you weaker. Every commitment you abandon teaches your brain that your word means nothing. Every excuse you make to yourself is practice for the excuses you'll make to others. Now let's talk about what amplifies everything else. Discipline. Discipline isn't about being a robot. It's about doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done, regardless of how you feel about it. Most guys think discipline is this massive, overwhelming thing. They try to completely overhaul their lives in one day and wonder why they fail. Wrong approach. Discipline is built in small, daily choices. It's getting up when your alarm goes off instead of hitting snooze. It's doing your workout when you're tired. It's choosing the hard conversation over avoiding conflict. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're making a deposit in your mental bank account. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you're making a withdrawal. The man you want to become has more deposits than withdrawals. Way more. But what nobody tells you about discipline is that it's not about willpower. Willpower runs out. Discipline is about systems. Create systems that make the right choice easier than the wrong choice. Put your gym clothes next to your bed so they're the first thing you see. Meal prep on Sundays so you're not making food decisions when you're hungry and tired. Make discipline automatic, and you'll automatically become the man who gets results. Where most men get stuck is, they think they are who they are, and that's it. Fixed mindset. Game over. The man you want to become thinks differently. He knows that every skill can be developed, every weakness can be strengthened, and every failure is data. When something goes wrong, he doesn't ask, why me? He asks, what can I learn from this? When he doesn't know how to do something, he doesn't say, I'm not good at that. He says, I'm not good at that yet. This isn't positive thinking nonsense. This is actually strategic thinking. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to level up. Every setback becomes setup for a comeback. But growth mindset without action is just wishful thinking. You need to actively seek challenges that stretch you. You need to put yourself in situations where failure is possible. Because here's the truth. The man who never fails is the man who never tries anything worth doing. Find the edges of your comfort zone and push past them. Regularly, that's where growth lives. Let's talk about what separates the men from the boys when things get tough. Mental toughness. This isn't about being emotionless. You have to feel the fear, the doubt, the discomfort, and acting anyway. You have to develop what I call selective amnesia. Remembering your wins but forgetting your excuses? When you face a setback, you have two choices. You can focus on what went wrong, or you can focus on what you're going to do about it. One makes you a victim, the other makes you dangerous. The mentally tough man doesn't pretend problems don't exist. He acknowledges them, learns from them, and then moves past them. He doesn't carry yesterday's failures into today's opportunities. But mental toughness isn't built in the big moments. It's built in the small moments when nobody's watching. When you want to quit your workout but do one more rep. When you want to skip reading but open the book anyway. When you want to stay in bed but get up and face the day. Every time you do what you said you'd do, especially when you don't want to do it, you're building mental toughness. Now let's talk about something that separates good men from great men. Leadership. Leadership isn't about having a title or being in charge. It's about taking responsibility for outcomes, even when they're not directly your fault. The man you want to become doesn't wait for someone else to solve problems. He steps up. He takes ownership. He makes things happen. When his team fails, he doesn't blame team members. He looks at what he could have done differently as a leader. When his team succeeds, he gives credit to others and takes responsibility for future challenges. But leadership starts with leading yourself. You can't lead others if you can't lead yourself out of bed in the morning. You can't inspire others if you can't inspire yourself to keep your own commitments. The world is desperate for men who will step up and lead, not dominate, not control. Lead. Lead by example. Lead with integrity. Lead by making the hard decisions others won't make. The man you want to become understands relationships. He knows that success isn't a solo game. He knows that the quality of his relationships determines the quality of his life. But he doesn't people please. He doesn't sacrifice his values to be liked. He sets boundaries and maintains them. He brings value to every relationship. He's the guy people want to be around because he makes situations better. Better. He listens more than he speaks. He asks better questions. He remembers what matters to the people in his life. But the key is that he does this from a position of strength, not neediness. He adds value because he has value to add, not because he needs validation. The man you want to become attracts the right people and repels the wrong ones. He's okay with that. He'd rather have 5 deep, meaningful relationships than 50 shallow ones. Now, of course, knowledge without execution is worthless. So let's talk about how to actually become this man. First, choose one area to focus on for the next 30 days, not 5 areas. 1. Maybe it's reliability. You're going to keep every commitment you make, no matter how small. Second, track your progress. What gets measured gets managed. Write down your wins and your failures. Both are data. Third, find an accountability partner or mentor, someone who will call you out when you're making excuses and celebrate with you when you're winning. Fourth, stack the deck in your favor. Remove temptations and obstacles. Add systems and support. Fifth, expect resistance. Your brain will try to talk you out of this. Your friends might not understand. That's normal. Push through anyway. Let me be very clear about something. This isn't going to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. There will be days when you don't want to do the work. Days when you question if it's worth it. Days when you want to go back to the old version of yourself. Those are the days that matter most. The man you want to become isn't defined by what he does when he feels motivated. He's defined by what he does when motivation is nowhere to be found. Success isn't about perfect days. It's about getting back on track faster when you have imperfect days. Here's my challenge for you. For the next 7 days, I want you to be unreasonably reliable. Keep every promise you make to yourself and others, no matter how small. Promise to work out? Do it. Promise to call your mom? Do it. Promise to read for 20 minutes? Do it. Watch what happens to your confidence. Watch what happens to how others see you. Watch what happens to how you see yourself. Because that's how transformation starts. Not with massive changes, but with small, consistent actions that compound over time. The man you want to become isn't some distant fantasy. He's not in another life or another set of circumstances. He's one decision away, one choice away, one action away. The only question is, are you going to be that man, or are you going to keep making excuses for why you're not? The choice is yours. It's always been yours. Now stop watching and start doing. Be that man. If this video helped you, hit subscribe for more no-nonsense content on becoming the man you're meant to be. Drop a comment and tell me which area you're focusing on first. I read every single one.